Hey, you know, I like myself better with makeup, but I'm really liking that. I don't have to wear as much makeup anymore because I'm not as pale. I have eyebrows. I have my eyelashes back. So, um, and I know it's probably healthier for me too because, the products that we use aren't so great. I don't know if you know anything about parabens. I was starting to learn about that before I was diagnosed, and a lot of women have too much estrogen in their bodies because of all the products that we use. And parabens actually, I think they're considered xenoestrogens, which is like a chemical estrogen. So it's better not to use products that have that if possible. I've gotten a lot better about trying to stay away from things like perfumes has, estrogens in them. Nail polish, even though I'm kind of sort of back to wearing it a little bit. A lot of things. A lot of things. So, and then there's phytoestrogens, which are food estrogens, which I'm not sure if it's as terrible with phytoestrogens. Terrible, quote unquote. But yeah, I've learned a few things more than I'd like to learn about everything. So, but I am definitely, like I said, to start with, I'm liking it. I don't have to wear makeup as much now. So, even though I probably would look better if I did, but it's nice not to. And at some point, I'll probably stop wearing the wigs too. So, but I do prefer myself with longer hair, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I found out from my friend that I live with that he's going to be getting into moving mode here in the next month or so. And I don't know what that means yet, but I'm hoping it's going to work out, but it's kind of not the thing I need right now. I'm also got a boatload of stuff I need to clean and organize, and I need to find a way to make some money, which I think the radio show is going to be the way. I just have to figure out who I can find that would want to work with me. I think it could be a really good situation for me and the right company or person or persons. I'm going to be really invested in making a difference. I already do a lot of things naturally where people don't pay me, so I think it's a very natural thing for me to do, and I will work my butt off to make it worthwhile for somebody. So if you know anybody who has an advertising budget, who might want to advertise on internet radio, with somebody who is invested in their investment working as much as possible, and someone who can make a difference. If you want a sampling of things I've done, there's probably about 40 different shows that I did in the past on worldofperspectiveradio.com. Just click through to the archives. I'm doing all kinds of things now where there's going to be all kinds of opportunities for people to advertise and to sponsor what I'm doing, and hopefully benefiting whoever you are or they are, and myself, and whoever gets involved by listening to the shows. And the cool thing too is with the advertising, anything that happens on the actual show will be in the archives, so people will be able to hear it even after the show airs live, so it'll be there in perpetuity. So anyway, I do have to say that I spoke with Ken Rashan of the Umbrella Syndicate, and I think he also has a publishing company. I forget what the name is though. But I have to say, I'm pretty proud. I'm starting to remember things. I'm like really. My mind is coming back! Yay! I'm so excited about that. So, but anyway, so I spoke with. Oh, and the other day, someone actually mentioned to me that she has a friend who is an oncologist, who says that there is no such thing as chemo brain. I just hope for that person's friend that she never has to personally deal with it, or she gets some insight because she's just doing her patients a disservice by saying that she doesn't believe in chemo brain. Ask anybody who's dealt with it, and they'll tell you chemo brain. So anyway, I spoke with Ken Rashawn, and he seems pretty awesome, and I'm going to see what I can do maybe to work with him, and maybe to put together, what do you call it? I can't think what it's called. Let's see, I got so proud of myself, and I can't remember now. Not Kickstarter, but that type of thing. Just to make some money, maybe to pay for this, because he could actually help me to write my book, which I have really had issues with. So that would be pretty cool. And Dean K. Piper, he's the one who owns the network where my radio show is going to be on, and he's been extremely helpful as well. I've talked to him quite extensively, actually, about a few things, and I just love when people really want to see you succeed, and they know in their hearts, too, that when you succeed, they succeed, too. So, and in my heart, the interesting thing is I think I am the same way. I want to see people succeed, and if I get to succeed in the process, then all the better. So, I'm often thinking about other people more than I think about myself. So, it's kind of weird to investigate the radio show and the podcasts, which in the past have been free, are now going to be available on a subscription basis. And part of me doesn't want to do that, but a part of me thinks that it's a great business decision. And at some point, if things change and I can start making some money other ways, maybe I can change the dynamic, but I think it's a great way. If people want to help me, and they can help themselves, and they could do it that way. So it'll be, yet another way that maybe we can work out something where we can help each other. I was trying to think of what else I wanted to say. Oh, well. It's officially spring. I mean, it's been spring for a little while, and yet it was 32 degrees this morning. It was freaking cold. So, I think spring is coming soon, though. I think in the next few days it's supposed to be in the 70s, so that should be nice. So, and I did feel a little bit like a dinosaur today because I went to the bank to deposit a couple of checks, and the bank, I guess, didn't want me to talk to a person, sort of. So they took me outside to the machine and showed me how I can deposit checks without an envelope, which I haven't used the ATM like that in a long time. So it was kind of interesting to see how it's done these days. So, which I guess can be a good thing. It was kind of cool to see that the checks were scanned and stuff. And apparently I didn't know it, but I could have gotten a receipt that would have shown the checks, which would have been a good idea. But oh well, I pressed the button way too fast. So, but anyway, website's coming along. I love Christina. She had shown me something, and I came back with something else, and she thought I hated what she had done, and I didn't hate it. I just had a different idea and didn't explain anything because I figured we would talk, and she came back. She was being very honest with me, like she didn't know if she was the right person to do the site for me, and I'm like, I'm not wedded to what I have. I just was trying to figure out if there's some way to have what I had. So, apparently not so much, but that's okay. My artistic side gets other opportunities, I guess. So, and plus it's more important to have a good site and one that people can find and be search engine friendly, and there's practical things that I think supersede a little bit the creative part of it at the moment. So that's kind of cool, and I'm kind of excited about the fact that she's working on it, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome. There's a lot of details, though. A lot of details, and that's a lot of reasons why I don't often work with somebody, because it's just a lot. So, but I'm grateful that she's doing it, and we'll just see how it goes, I guess. So, I guess with that, I will conclude. If you haven't noticed, the talk that I did has been posted. It's probably a few blog entries back. Sound ain't so great. Unfortunately, it wasn't a professional recording, but you can still hear me, and thankfully, a lot of people seem to think I did okay. It was much harder on myself than I think anybody else has been. So, which, if you think about it, that often is the case. We're much harder on ourselves than anyone else usually is. So, and that's part of the reason why I went ahead and shared my experience, because I think it is helpful to know that you're not alone in it, and that other people are experiencing a very similar range of things. It's interesting, for as dissimilar as we are very similar in other ways. So it's just weird. Human beings are strange animals, as they always say. So anyway, this is getting to be quite a long little video. So I think I will bid you adieu, and I will talk to you later, alligator.